So I just wanted to make a video series showing how to start a barrel horse from the ground up. So essentially I bought this horse and he is only halter broke. He's never been, saddled or anything like that. He is really gentle, so that is a good start. He's 3 years old. And yeah, so I just wanted to start making a series. I don't have anything fancy here. I don't have a big fancy round pen. I just kind of made a corner of my pasture. Belle, come here. And I just kind of put some panels up and made this corner of my pasture work as my round pen. I don't have an indoor arena or anything like that, but we're gonna make it work. I'm gonna make this a series. So essentially the first thing that I do when I start working with them, and I'm gonna try to stay in frame here, I'm just gonna kind of walk around with him, and we've already done this like 2 times. I'm just gonna kind of look over my shoulder, and I want that butt to go away because I noticed an issue I had with him yesterday was that, and see, he kind of did it there. He thought about it. Yesterday, he was trying to kick and that's not something that I want, obviously. And I'm gonna give him a second, and I'm trying to give him a little grace because I don't want to just go straight to smacking him. But I do give a pretty good example, and you can see right there he wants to beat me. And that's okay because we're just gonna keep doing this because he should kind of get the gist of it a little. And right there, oh, I'm gonna reward him for that because he did honestly try there. He kind of runs over me. That's another issue I have, is just trying to teach him respect about space, but that'll just come with some more work that we do together. I don't really have a lot of time to get this colt going under saddle because he's already behind. So I almost kind of wanted to rush him a little bit yesterday. And again, I look over my shoulder, and he really tried there. He really tried. It was slow, but it was good. And I just, like, every time I stop him, I lightly back him up a couple steps because I'm trying to keep him soft. And you see he's licking and chewing, and that's a good thing. And I just rub him on his head, and I just kind of rub him everywhere. I just want him to know that I'm not here to hurt him. I was putting a lot of pressure on him yesterday and just really trying to go ahead and start lunging him. And we've got all sorts of things kind of going on here. Yesterday I had the 4-wheeler out in front of me. I'm not shy to try to get him used to noisy things, and that's something you should always do. So the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to swing this rope around. I might hit him with it. And yesterday he was freaking out about this. We did this yesterday. I'm just going to kind of swing it around, and I might rub it on him, and I might hit his legs. And when he's standing good, reward. You can never reward enough. If your horse is, let me just give an example of this. If your horse is moving around a lot and just really moving, keep doing what you're doing. Keep swinging the rope. As soon as that horse stops and takes a break for a second, immediately stop and reward. That's what you want to do right away. So you're going to want to do this on both sides. You're not hitting them with it, just lightly move it on them, and you're going to want to touch everything. You never know when, and if they take a step forward, I'm going to ask them to take that step back. Thank you. And then I'm going to reward for that. Good job. He's like, why do I have to do this? I haven't done it on this side, so let's see. There we go. And like I said yesterday, he was losing his mind. Again, you see it's moving? He stopped. That's good. That's what I want. He was losing his mind. He was running me over. I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm going to do. He's like running me over, and I was honestly kind of just losing a little bit of hope. And I just kept at it, and he's going to that space, and that's a no. That's a no. Good. Just gonna kind of keep going, and I'm gonna show you here in a second. And he stops. Okay. I'm just gonna keep going. Keep going there. I think we stepped out of frame a little bit. Another kind of tool that I left out that we've done, and I'll do that here in a second for you guys. See, that was good. He really wanted to move there, but he knew better. Like I said, he hasn't had a ton of training, so, you know, he's just kind of, he's just learning, and he doesn't know. I'm gonna do this for months. Even when I start getting him under saddle, I'm gonna be doing the same thing. I'm gonna be taking the reins, I'm gonna be smacking the saddle, you know. They say loud owners make quiet horses, and they weren't joking about that. So I'm gonna show you another thing that we've been doing. Then honestly, this was the first thing that I did. Is I'm gonna disengage his hips. If I'm looking, those hips are moving. If their hips aren't moving while you're standing, if they're just standing still, those hips aren't moving, you're swinging this rope, and my first signal is that I'm looking at his hip. When I look at his hip should move. He's learning. We've only done this a couple times, so I do need to swing the rope. If their hip isn't moving, you're hitting it with the rope. You don't need to hit him hard. Couple taps. That's a good boy. So from here on out, after we've done this, I'll repeat these things a couple more times, and I'll even switch the direction I was walking and do the other side of the hip, and I'll do that a couple of times. But after this, he's gonna stand tied for a little bit. That's one thing he did yesterday, is he stood tied for probably about 45 minutes or so, and I put the saddle pad directly in front of him. He knocked it off the fence, but I suspected that. And that's kind of how I'm starting to get him used to doing the saddle. And see, he kind of flinched there when I brought my hand up, so I'm just gonna rub him some more. And you know, he's a little bit of a scaredy cat, but that's okay. But I'm gonna tie him up, and I'm gonna brush him. I'm gonna brush his mane. I'm gonna probably work with his feet some here, but from my understanding, he's got some basic knowledge with his picking up his feet. Just trying to get him ready for the farrier to come see him. And yeah, so that'll be my next step from here. Even when standing tied, I'm gonna go ahead and give him his feed, and just know that this round pin in here does not just mean work. So by him standing tight and getting his feed, that's kind of his relax and reward. So yeah, anyways, thank you for watching. I'll be sure to film, you know, me brushing him, but I mean, that shouldn't be anything crazy, and I'll be filming my saddling him and my first rides on him too.